But speaking of changes, Scott Parker's gone into the dugout, replacing old Claudio Ranieri, replacing my granddad. He is Ranieri, right? Ranieri is like every stereotypical Italian man. If you're old enough to remember, do you remember that old Bertolli advert, the butter? There was an old man with a dog, and he'd ride his bike down the cobbled streets, which are really hilly, much like where my family's from, which is why I really like that advert. And he'd go sit in a cafe, right? He'd get out his paper. So it could be Gazzetta dello Sport, Corriere dello Sport. I don't know what other ones there are. There's one called Il Corriere, I think. I think that's their version of the Sun. They're the only three I know, really. And he'd sit there and he'd have his espresso and he'd have a trilby and he'd go to sleep on his seat and the dog would be there. And then they'd go, Bertolli, Italian butter, because everyone knows that Italy's amazing. And we've already established that Italians are very passionate, so there's got lots of stuff going on there. But he's much like that. I could really see Claudio Ranieri sitting down, right, with his glasses on, and going, how much I love my players, I love the pizza, I love this, I love that, dilly ding, dilly dong, hey, wake up, well, hello.
That didn't happen so much at Fulham, did it?
No, it didn't, unfortunately, but that's not really his fault, if you ask me. I think, he is a good manager, but
yeah, I think he was going into a situation where he was no win. Like, you look at some of the players they've got there, they're just not good enough. The recruitment's been.
Tony Khan's had a bit of a nightmare this year.
I can't it's odd because I was talking to Jack from Fulhamish earlier, and it's like they made some good signings. Like, for the most part, like they've made, like, Seri, as we mentioned. He was wanted by the likes of, I think it was United. I think we were linked with him at one point, and I think City were, like, some top clubs. I think Juve were at one point. He's decent. Fosu Mensah's decent. He's shown in the Premier League he could do it before. Same with Mawson, and obviously he got relegated, but he was solid for Swansea. He was.
I really don't think he was all that.
I thought he was good for Swansea.
I mean,
and then Vieto, Schürrle, but there's some of them like Markovic. Flipping, then the guy next to it, Zamba and Gisa. You got.
I thought it was. Oh no, you said they were two different players.
No.
I've never heard of him.
Andre Frank, Zamba and Gisa. He played for Marseille.
Who looks at a kid and calls him that, as well as having those middle names and that last name as well? He's called.
Like some of the Nordvite. Yeah, that worked for West Ham, didn't it? Brian, not good enough.
Brian.
Fabrizio, no. Rico was alright at Sevilla, and they've ruined him.
But I mean, it's like those are three keepers that could all be first choice, and there's three of them.
Yeah.
Like, what was the point in that? And you look at the wages. Right, I know Rico's on loan, but they've bought him, so that's like Premier League wages. Dennis Adoy, he is dreadful. I'm a better defender than Dennis Adoy, and that says a lot. Callum Chambers.
To be fair, when I saw that, I laughed. He's been all right. He's playing in midfield somehow. I don't know how that's happened.
Watched him try and translate that into the entirety of like next season when he's at Arsenal loaned out against.
I say he's been
else.
decent. He's probably going to like make about 1 million errors on Sunday,
or he'll be really, really good.
Yeah.
Tim Ream,
You've never heard of
him? He plays centre back, doesn't he? Le Marchand for him.
He can play centre back or left back. He was part of the Nice squad that did really well. Him and Sarah.
Mate, this team is mad. Fosu
Mensah, as I said, it was all right.
Alfie Mawson, you can take him or leave him. I'm not a massive fan of Alfie Mawson. I don't really think he's all that. I
think he was all right for Swansea. I think he was for me. He was, and I know this is going to get twisted. So please, comment section, hold your keyboards. He was
you can.
But calm yourself. He was similar in a way. Let me explain. To Maguire for Hull. Let me explain. He always looked like he was just a bit too good for them. He could move on. Then the problem is he's moved to Fulham, and it's the same level, if not worse. If he moved to somewhere like a Newcastle, like a Bournemouth, a bit of a step up, then it might have worked. But he's gone to Fulham, who, if anything, are worse. So it's not worked.
Maybe he just liked the colour white. Maybe he's a white supremacist. Don't twist that. I'm not saying Alfie Mawson's a white supremacist.
Go Newcastle.
Yeah, Newcastle, because it's like...
And it's a better night out than Fulham.
I mean, yeah, it really depends. I mean, it depends what you're after. If you're after, like, really classy bars, Where people are going to be like talking about Brexit and politics, people going,
and spending 50 quid to just get in.
Exactly, and so they go, yes, oh, this wine's really nice. If you want a proper night out, dark fruits, freezing cold, and somehow I don't understand how Northern girls go out and don't wear a coat. How would you do it? I'm actually quite impressed. You want that? You want shots? You want to spend 15 quid on a night out and get absolutely slaughtered? Newcastle is the one, Alfie. Go there. And he's from Barnsley. So, listen, I think he'll have a great night out. Can you imagine him at the back going, "Hey up, lad! Yeah, can you cover that right-hand side?"
He definitely looks like the type of person who's getting in a fight.
Oh yeah, Alfie Mawson definitely gets in a fight. I reckon he's your mate on a night out who, like, if a guy looks at him funny, he definitely punches him in the side of the head. Like, can I have your drink? No, you can't, lad. Fuck off. And he just like cave his head in. But we'll move on to their midfield, and obviously their squad is ridiculous. This is why I don't blame Claudio Ranieri. Ryan Sessegnon, obviously, if you've seen the video, you know my thoughts on that.
Right,
massively overhyped.
I don't think he's overhyped. He is overhyped, but I think that, unfortunately, I don't think he's been given too much of an option. At least, like, not an option, a chance under Ranieri. He just wasn't used. Like, he used Brian instead, who, as I said, he's just not Premier League level.
I mean, if you look at the rest of the squad,
to be fair, their forward line is good.
Their forward line. Oh yeah, I've never heard of him.
He played for Bastia, and then just before they got bankrupt in France.
Yeah, you know loads of weird facts about random players.
But yeah, like, you look at their front line. If you just take them out of being Fulham, you've got Mitrovic, solid Premier League striker. Aita, as I said, Babel, who actually at 30 whatever he is, looks about 40 something.
He looks like the geezer tries to sell you gear in the back of a club.
He's actually he's performed well for them. He was performing well for Besiktas, I believe. He's performed well for Holland still. He's all right. Then you go down. Schürrle, we've seen he's performed for some of the top clubs, like not the Bayern Munich, but some of the top clubs in Germany. Performed decently at Chelsea. He's got the ability. Vieto performed well at Valencia, I believe. I think he was.
You believe?
I believe. I know Atletico Madrid didn't go well. I think of Valencia did, and I think of Sevilla it did.
He did.
And then he's performed okay, like in the last few games, I think.
Right. Do you know what I think Ryan Babel looks like? A guy that sells you coke at the back of the club.
Why?
It's because he looks like one of the characters in San Andreas in Grand Theft Auto. I've forgotten which one it was. I think it's the main. He looks a bit like the main character. What's his name?
Oh yeah, I can't
CJ in it or something like that.
Something like
he looks like CJ.
Yeah, it's I don't understand it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but yeah, Lazar Markovic is still a bad. If you want to talk about banter signings, Lazar Markovic is that.
Oh, I can't believe they signed him.
Watch him score against us on Sunday. But
if he scores a screamer, I might cry.
You look at the recruitment here. That squad is on paper. That is like staying up in the Prem.
Yeah, that's
lower half, but that is.
That's a similar level to, I'd say,
Bournemouth.
A Bournemouth, or maybe just below a Newcastle in terms of just squad. Obviously, form comes into it as well.
I mean, to be fair, if you look at it statistically,
it's better than
anyone from Bournemouth down could go down. So it's kind of anybody there.
Oh, behave. Bournemouth aren't going down.
No, they're not. But I'm saying mathematically, I'd say those ones.
But
I mean, Leicester, West Ham, Everton, that lot, they're all solid.
You say that, but you could put Wolves and Watford in that then.
No, because that's 40 points. No,
54 points more than Everton.
Yeah, but 4 points makes a big difference, and they've hit the magic 40. When you hit 40 points, you stay up. It's as simple as that.
It's between Cardiff and Southampton.
As much as
maybe Burnley,
as we love Freddie from the ugly inside, I think I'd rather Southampton go down because I want a good night out.
That's cool.
That's kind of. I like to think of it not just for the football, but for the whole weekend, the away day. Like Southampton, it's all right, but it's. Meh. I've been to Southampton.
I quite liked it, but we didn't go out.
I've been round there since I was a kid. I think that's another reason why I'm just a bit like I'm really not that bothered by it. Whereas Cardiff, you go get mental, have a great time, and I think that's a better shout. But I think it's gonna be interesting. Newcastle just never go down. Newcastle stay up forever, please.
Until Benitez leaves, to be honest, I think they're staying up.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how they bring it up.
Plus, it looks like their recruitment's going a bit better.
But yeah, I mean, we've kind of gone off topic there. But we're talking about
Parker and Ranieri.
Parker and Scott, you got Park and Dilly Ding Dilly Donger.
Yeah, I think Parker's in another situation where it's a thankless task, but I think they've gone the right route with it in terms of giving it to someone who's in the club rather than going and getting another Magat. Christ alive, that might be I genuinely think that's up there with one of the worst managerial appointments ever.
I thought it was quite good at the time. I thought because Magath was a proven manager.
He's a mentalist.
Yeah, and he won leagues doing it.
He won the Bundesliga, fair enough. Yeah,
Right.
that's a different league. As many people like to say that it's not the same.
No, obviously it's not the same, but I'm saying he's has a proven track record because it worked. Because he won a league being a nutcase.
That's fair.
I mean, that's that anyway.
But yeah, I don't know. I wonder how it's going to go. I think he's been given a thankless task, and I think, to be fair, I think Jack put it correctly when I think it could be another Darren Moore situation.